President-elect Trump's Pentagon pick, Pete Hegseth, is back on Capitol Hill, fighting to keep his nomination for Defense Secretary alive. Hegseth says he spoke to Trump today and that he has Trump's support.
I spoke to the president-elect this morning. He said, keep going, keep fighting. Behind you all the way.
So you're in this all the way?
Why would I back down? I've always been a fighter. I'm here for the war fighters. This is personal passion for me.
The former Fox News host is denying allegations of financial mismanagement, abusing alcohol, and sexual misconduct. Now sources say a growing number of senators are signaling they won't vote to confirm Hegseth, and that Trump is now considering Iowa Senator Joni Ernst, Tennessee Senator Bill Hagerty, and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis for the job. ABC News White House correspondent Mary Alice Parks has the latest on all of that. Mary Alice, how much support is Hegseth getting? What are his chances at this point, and what are you hearing about this list of potential replacements?
Yeah, Diane, I think it's important to remember it is still early in this process, but we've learned that there are a number of Republicans, maybe as many as 6, who are right now saying they are not comfortable with voting in favor of this confirmation and voting in favor of putting him in this top seat at the Pentagon. And so the question becomes, can he change their mind, and can he do it quick enough? How long is President-elect Trump willing to go to bat for Hegseth? How much of a public and protracted fight is he willing to have? Or at some point, is he going to pull the rug on this? I mean, the reality is President-elect Trump only has so much political capital to use, and he's deciding where he wants to use it. And so what we know is that behind closed doors, he is privately considering some of those alternative names, like you said just there, Senator Hagerty, Senator Ernst, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, if he reaches the point where he decides enough is enough, it's not worth this fight. Like I said, this is still early in the process. We know a number of senators might be saying behind closed doors they're not comfortable with voting to confirm him, but that doesn't mean that they might not change their mind. Still, it is interesting that so many publicly, even Republicans, publicly, Diane, have come out and said that they really do think he needs to speak to some of these allegations about mismanagement of funds at some of those nonprofits that he led, about allegations of really sort of serious sexual misconduct and mistreatment of women.
Mary Alice, Trump is nominating Peter Navarro as his senior counselor for trade and manufacturing. And Navarro was convicted of 2 counts of contempt of Congress for refusing to provide testimony and documents to the January 6th House Select Committee, and served 4 months in federal prison. So how significant is it to hear him being named now?
Yeah, 4 months in federal prison, like you said, from jail straight back to the White House. In some ways, not a surprise, though, even though that headline is something else. He is someone who has been so close to President-elect Trump. And Trump and his friends and followers have really seen Navarro as a poster sort of child, a figurehead of fighting back against what they say is the deep state. They say sort of bureaucrats and prosecutors that went after Trump advisors and Trump confidants. But it's important to remember why he went to prison. He went to prison for refusing to comply with a congressional subpoena after repeated attempts to get any documents, any testimony related to January 6th. Peter Navarro, of course, also was a big part of spreading misinformation around the 2000 election results. He repeatedly talked about how he thought that Trump won, sort of spread those debunked theories of it being a stolen election. But it wasn't that. It was refusing to comply with a congressional subpoena over January 6th that sent him ultimately to prison. He's going to go back to the White House to work on trade and manufacturing. It's a very similar role to what he had in the first Trump administration. He's someone that is largely seen as a huge supporter of tariffs, Diane.
All right, ABC News White House correspondent Mary Alice Parks, thank you.